Hello and welcome, my dear friend. Let me say this plainly. Heaven did not just watch you survive, it just changed your rank. There has been a quiet decision made about you in the courts of heaven, not a suggestion, not a maybe, a decision. And this one is already leaving fingerprints on your everyday life. Even ordinary mornings feel less like recovery and more like readiness. You move through your day with a steadier center, like something in you finally knows where it stands. For a long time, heaven has been leaning in over your life, not waiting for you to fail, not keeping score like a harsh critic, watching, studying, taking in every small, costly yes. There were moments you didn't even think were spiritual. The night you could have exposed someone and stayed quiet instead. The morning you went to work with a heart still bruised from the day before and chose integrity anyway. Those were not throwaway moments. Those were examinations. If your life were a song, most people only ever heard the chorus, the bright, presentable parts. But heaven leaned close to the verses, the tremor in your voice, the breath between words, the soft, unfinished parts. That's where your real music lives. What caught heaven's attention wasn't a role you played. It was the way you let pain sculpt your compassion instead of hardening it. You didn't become cynical after betrayal. You didn't weaponize truth after learning how sharp it can cut. You learned to let gentleness stand its ground, and that made heaven pause. That is what shifted your rank. Because spiritual authority isn't given to those who shout the loudest. It's entrusted to the ones who stayed honest when pretense would have been easier. Promotion in the spirit is not a trophy. It's acknowledgement of endurance. Heaven looked at you and said, "They've proven they can carry more without losing their core." You thought you were just holding on. Heaven saw a leader being born. Think back over the last season. How you prayed through doubt and discipline, not just devotion. How you forgave people who never even noticed the forgiveness. How you chose to rebuild your peace one quiet morning at a time. Those weren't gestures of weakness. They were signs of governance, proof that your spirit could rule what once ruled you. Heaven doesn't ignore that kind of proof. There comes a moment in every army when a soldier is called into a silent room. No applause, no witnesses, only a superior sliding a new insignia across the table and saying, "From this moment your authority changes. That's what just happened to you." In the spirit, you were summoned forward. Angels stood back. Your history stood behind you. And God reviewed every detail, the tears, the restraint, the unwavering sincerity, and said, "Now they're ready." Nothing about that moment was theoretical. Something literal was placed on your life. And since then, you've felt it, even if you couldn't name it. You walk through familiar spaces and notice that what used to exhaust you doesn't get as far as it used to. You answer messages differently, with calm instead of panic. You notice when peace leaves a room, and somehow, without forcing anything, it finds its way back when you speak. That's not ego. That's elevation. Chosen ones, this is what a real spiritual promotion feels like before it looks like anything. It's the quiet confidence to make slower choices. It's hearing gossip and feeling no desire to join in. It's realizing you no longer need to explain your calling to be understood. It's finding rest in places where you used to feel constantly on edge. Your presence now carries a kind of steadiness that can't be rehearsed. You've become the safe place you once looked for. That's why heaven moved your rank upward. Because while others built platforms, you built character. While others gathered followers, you gathered wisdom. While others performed faith, you lived it, unseen, but recorded in full. If you pay attention, you'll see life around you starting to match what God has already known about you for a long time. You're not imagining it if your decisions feel clearer. You're not being proud if your voice feels calmer. That's what it means to stand where heaven has already seated you. Right now, your name has been moved on a board you can't see. Some parts of life may actually feel more demanding now, right alongside the new ease, the new openings, the strange good things beginning to find you, and in the silence that follows, heaven breathes in. The sound before your new name is spoken out loud. When God calls you by a new name, it doesn't always sound like words. It sounds like life starting to treat you differently. Some of it will feel beautiful, some of it will feel heavier. Both are signs your rank has changed, because when heaven trusts you with more, it doesn't just send comfort, it also sends assignment. You might notice this first with people. Someone who never took you seriously suddenly listens when you speak. Someone who used to joke at your expense can't seem to do it anymore. Not because you threatened them, but because something in you no longer agrees to being the easy target. This will push some people away simply because they can't steer the conversation anymore. That's spiritual authority in real life. Not lightning in the sky, just clear boundaries that don't shake when someone pushes against them. But let's be honest, some people will feel uncomfortable around this version of you. The ones who preferred you uncertain, apologetic, always second-guessing yourself. They might say you're not who you used to be. They might call you cold or distant, when really you just stopped shrinking to make everyone else relaxed. Chosen ones, your new rank will show up in 3 main places. In what you allow. You'll feel a quiet refusal rise up when something isn't right for you. Old habits, old dynamics, old roles you used to play, they just won't fit anymore. In who comes to you. Strangers will open up quickly. Family members will bring you their real worries instead of the edited version. People will say, "I feel safe talking to you," and they won't always know why. In how you hear God. You'll notice more clarity. Not a constant stream of answers, but a steady sense of this way, not that way. Stay here, don't go there. It's not drama, it's guidance. Promotion doesn't mean every day becomes light and easy. Sometimes it means the conversations you're part of are more serious. The choices you make affect more people. Your words cut deeper in both good and bad ways. That's why heaven waited to trust you with this. God watched how you handled pain when no one was looking. Now he's watching how you handle influence. You're not allowed to use your story to crush others. You're not allowed to use your new confidence to make anyone feel small. That's the weight of this rank. You carry more, so what you do with it matters more. You'll also notice this shift inside your own thoughts. Before, you might have spent hours replaying what people said, wondering if you did something wrong, trying to fix their view of you in your mind. Now, you'll catch yourself saying, "I know who I am. God knows who I am. That's enough." And then you move on. That isn't arrogance. That's finally stepping into the identity heaven's been holding for you all along. There will be moments when you look at your life and think, why does this feel so serious all of a sudden? It's because more is being trusted to you. You might be the one in the room who sees clearly what everyone else is avoiding. You might be the only person in the group who isn't comfortable pretending. You might feel like the anchor now, the one who keeps things from tipping into chaos. It's not by accident. You've been trained for this without even knowing it. Every time you chose truth over image, every time you sat with discomfort instead of escaping it, every time you walked away from drama instead of feeding it, you were building the strength you're using right now. You may also notice something else. You're less impressed by noise. Loud confidence doesn't move you like before. You listen for consistency now. You watch how people treat others when there's nothing to gain. That's how God looks at people. And the more your thinking mirrors His, the more authority you carry without even trying. My dear friend, these aren't random chances. They're assignments that finally match who you've become. Don't talk yourself out of them. Don't shrink back, because the old you feels underqualified. The old you didn't get this invitation. The current you did. You're going to have to practice something new now. Walking like someone who has already been chosen, instead of asking to be picked. That means you stop chasing rooms that don't respect you. You stop explaining basic kindness to people who enjoy misunderstanding it. You stop wasting energy trying to prove you've changed to those who are committed to your old story. Dear chosen one, you don't need to perform your new rank. You just need to live like someone God trusts. Because that's what this whole shift is about. Trust. He trusted you with pain, and you didn't waste it. Now He's trusting you with honor, and He's expecting you not to waste that either. So, when you feel the weight of this change, the new responsibility, the new clarity, the new eyes watching you, remember this. You are not standing here by accident. You were watched. You were measured. You were found faithful. And heaven's decision has already been made. Your rank changed. Now, your life will, too. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If this message resonated, please like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to stay connected. Continue your awakening journey by choosing one of the videos on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.